What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Breakpoint with Coach C. I would like to say firsthand first that due to some unfortunate situations, I was unable to be live um Friday or yesterday, but we are live today. So again, welcome back to the Breakpoint. For everybody new, I'm saying welcome, and for everybody that's returning, I'm saying welcome back. Like welcome back, Carter. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. So what's going on? What's going on in the bowling world? Got everybody up in Indiana this week for the PBA tour, which has been absolutely really good to watch. Scores are ridiculously high this year, which is actually makes for some pretty good bowling. So for anybody that is not a a avid bowler, I'm gonna say watching it on TV would probably be really fun to watch, especially with a lot of strikes, a lot of scores, and the reality is this: if you are someone who bowls for fun and you've had a 200 game and you see somebody bowling on TV, be like, hey, I do that. Now, do they separate the fact that these are pros and bowling on a different pattern? No, they do not. But who cares, especially if they're willing to go back to the bowling alley? Look at this. Welcome back, Mr. Keon, my dog, my dog. Welcome back. How you doing? Dan, glad to see you, boy. So, again, I do to everybody, I do apologize definitely for not being live yesterday. So definitely definitely wanted to be live, but unfortunately, had to make sure the family's good, which was working on her car. So that's even better. Uh so let's go over a topic here. So about 2 weeks ago, a video was made. Oh yeah, Keon family comes first. So about 2 weeks ago, a video was made by the Ball brothers, Keith. He made a video where he was talking about grip pressure, grip pressure, grip pressure, to where as the point where you would pushing your thumb on your swing down and then release it. I'm not a big fan of grip pressure, and here's the fun part for me. Red actually brought it to my attention because Red had mentioned to me that video, and then he sent it to me, and he was saying how he was doing that very thing. So, me being me, I voiced my opinion to Red and told him, like, no, absolutely not. This is not what we want to do. Matter of fact, to apply the least amount of pressure, grip pressure, um, is what you would want to do. Why? Because I don't care who you are, you're never going to squeeze that ball the same every time. And then not only is that a problem for you, gripping the ball, but releasing it at the same point in time every single time, that's a level of consistency that you don't want. Sometimes you'll hold on to it longer, sometimes you'll release it early. Now, don't you find it to be more appealing to you is to have a thumb that fits you so well that you don't have to apply that grip pressure, where you can relax your hand and let the ball swing free, and it allows you to roll out of the ball consistently the same way each time. Now, I know the red guy on this shoulder, the blue guy on this shoulder, the blue guy saying, put tape in, put tape in. The red guy over here saying, hey, man, just grab it and chuck it. But if you want to be good, okay, so here's the thing. What's up, Too Tall? Too Tall in the building, my brother. Hey, Too Tall, we had a national practice today, man. Dude, let me tell you. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But let me finish this little rant real quick. So, the goal into bowling, the goal for every one of us, me, you, the Pope when he bowls, Jesus if he bowls, whatever. The goal is consistency. The one thing that separates, well, there's a lot of things that separates the pros from the amateurs. However, a bigger piece of that puzzle is what? Consistency. That's the one thing that all bowlers strive for. That's why we work on our mechanics. That's why we work on our release, our follow throughs. That's why all those things are so important. Why? Because what it does is it creates consistency, right? So, why in God's name, a game that we spend so many hours practicing, Keon, Too Tall, Red, all of us, we all spend so much time practicing. Why would we spend all that time practicing at not building consistency? I mean, if anyone can explain that to me, please do. Now, just by adding tape, just tape inside your slug, whether you have a removable or you don't, just adding tape to it to make it nice and snug, not to the point where you can't get it out or get it in, but just to make it nice and snug would allow you to have consistent feel, right? That's number one. It'll allow you to consistently, if you're not squeezing the ball, which you shouldn't, because if it's nice and snug and your fit is correct, now you don't squeeze the ball any longer, which means you'll get a level of consistency rolling the ball off your hand. My wife accidentally had a lesson with my PBA 50 coach. He put a bunch of tape in her thumb hole, and she's releasing without squeezing was life changing. Oh, but it is. It really it really is. Too tall. That's why I'm talking about this, because I'm hoping people watch it. And I hope that they get an understanding that you don't have to squeeze the ball. You don't have to squeeze it all. So here's there's two issues with what you said though, Too Tall. There's two issues, and I'm gonna help you with those two. The first issue was her thumb hole was that big that she needed that much tape. That's a PSO's job to make sure that it's not that big, right? And number two, there's nothing wrong with using a lot of tape. I know I do. So I get my thumb slugs drew up for me, and when they're drew up for me Too Tall, Keon, everybody's just watching. I go into the pro shop after they're done and I open them up more because I want to be able to put tape in and take tape out. The reason why is because if my thumb swells, but mine tend to shrink, which is weird, but I want to have it so that it's how I want it. So I want it so that it needs tape so I can make it perfect for me. And that's the game changer right there though, Too Tall. You're absolutely correct. Your wife isn't squeezing the ball anymore. She didn't have to. Well, here's my problem. About 60,000 people watched that video. Now, whether they bought clicks or whether they're watched, the problem is that's a lot of bad information. A lot of bad. It's a lot of bad. A lot of bad. And the goal is when given advice, our goal is to be able to help people, which if you help them, it grows the sport. They bowl better, they feel better, they tell a friend, right? Now, when you tell someone, hey, you know what? This amount of pressure, how did they? Okay, so if I told you guys in the chat, I want you to have this amount of pressure, can anybody tell me how much pressure that is? If I said, look at this, if I said I want you to have this amount of pressure, how much pressure is that exactly? How much pressure is that person telling you to squeeze? Can anybody answer that for me? Yeah, for sure. A little bit bigger is better so you can tape it and that has somewhere to go. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For your thumbs up. Yeah, to tell us. Can any of you guys share with me? And there's no right or wrong answer. But if somebody says, I want you to apply a little bit of pressure with your thumb, can anybody explain to me how much pressure that is? Anybody? Matter of fact, not only can you guys maybe explain that to me how much pressure that is, but is this amount of pressure, do you think it would be the same for two people or three people or 100 people or 200 people? Do you think 200 people would have 200 different pressures? How do you know? And I'm just asking for a friend. Are you asking for a friend? It's hard to describe to someone who has been squeezing all their life. Well, okay, well that's a problem in itself, too tall. But again, yes, I am asking for a friend, right? How much grip pressure is this? So if he says, I want you to use a little bit of grip pressure, about this much, how much is that? How much is it? Because last time I checked, your fingers are in the ball first, then your thumb goes in. So how much is it? And here's another question. Why do you got so much play inside of your ball? Inside of your thumb slug? See, me, I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I can go grab one of my thumb slugs for you if you want to see it. I don't have the room to be able to squeeze my thumb in. I don't want that kind of room. When I push my ball away and I walk past my swing where my hand goes back, right? Forward and backwards, I'm telling you, I use zero grip pressure. Zero. I want the ball to come off my thumb as fast as it possibly can every single time I'm throwing it. What up, Jeff? Jeff in the building. Jeff said I use zero grip pressure. Right. But still, nobody's telling me how much grip pressure that is. Why would anybody explain to somebody that using grip pressure is a feasible thing to do? Because using grip pressure, okay, I'm going to ask this for a friend. Too tall, you said that you've been gripping the ball your whole life, right? Squeezing the ball. Do you feel like your release is consistently the same every time squeezing the ball? I'm just asking for a friend. My thumbnail is pushed to the back of the hole to make sure I don't grab it. So basically what you're saying is you put tape in to the point where you're just stuck. I get it. I don't know where my thumbnail is in my ball because my thumb goes in and it's so snug that it's just snug, and then I'm good. What changed my thumb fit was watching JR Redman video, where he just has a ball hang with his hand above the ball. Yep. Then tilt his wrist and release. Yep. That's it. That's it. Listen, man, that's it. That's it. Like I said, I can grab my thumb slug in any one of the seem like thousands of bowling balls I got, stick my thumb in, and pick it up. I can. So again, and I'm just asking for a friend. How does that work? Any grip pressure is not repeatable when release happens in milliseconds. No, it's not. Hey, too tall. I'm not asking you about right now because right now you don't do that action. My question was when you were squeezing the ball, how consistent was your release? I'm just asking for a friend. And trust that the ball is going to stay on my hand. Well, here's the thing: if you're fitted, first of all, let's be honest here. If you're okay, so if the PSO got your span too short and your thumb is snug, it doesn't matter anyway because you're gonna have to squeeze. Your fit, you not squeezing is also predicated on your PSO having your span correct. If your span is too short, you'll have to squeeze that ball. It's a fact. It's a fact. Now, if your span is good and your thumb hole is snug, you don't gotta squeeze. And that's a level of consistency that we're looking for. Let's see what he said. Oh, terrible. You can't be consistent while squeezing. Right. That's the whole point. And the point is that we're all looking for that level of consistency, right? So when you tell a mass audience group of people, hey, thumb pressure, you out your daggone mind. Because what you're doing is you're setting them up for failure, right? You know what that's like? Telling people that you need to use the grip pressure is like a politician to me. And the reason why I use a politician is because you know what politicians do, don't you? They tell you what the problem is and who's to blame for it, but they never tell you how to fix it. It's the same premise. You know what I mean? You're setting people up for failure. Bowl like the pros. Use the correct grip pressure. How about bowl like the pros? Use zero grip pressure. How about them apples? This is off topic, but I want to know what you think about all the motive venoms and trills and how they are, how they compare. Oh, all right. I'll get to that, Jeff, in 1 second. Too tall. We had a nationals practice today. I think 6 of us bowled on a pair. We broke the lane down. So what I did is only 6 of us showed. So then we bowled. I had everybody put Steve. Oh, that's Paul, my bad. I tend to squeeze. My question is, why do you tend to squeeze, Paul? I mean, you're a pretty good bowler. Why do you tend to squeeze? We both practice for nationals. 6 people. I had everybody touch to about 500 surface on everybody's ball. We're not going to use touch urethane. We're not going to use urethane like. We're not using 78. We put 500 on solids. We managed to, and then everybody rolled it up 5. We broke the lane down. We put 10 minutes of practice. By the 3rd frame of game 1, we had the lane broken down. So too tall. We broke the lane down in that 10 minutes and then 3 frames in. So by the end of the 3rd frame, we broke down all of 5. We actually turned that into we actually literally turned it into a house shot. Almost a house shot. So by the time we get to nationals in May, I will have these boys so good at breaking the lane down that we should have it broke down quick. I'm talking 1st, 2nd frame, game 1, and then it's off to the races from that point. You know what I mean? So we could put up some rather monstrous scores. I mean, it's a possibility that we can make that happen. But yeah, we was able to do that, and then so basically, what's going to end up happening is we'll be able to do it with 8 bowlers. So we'll have the 8. You'll be the 9th, and then we have that one lefty. So I'm thinking we'll be able to break that down quick, fast, in a hurry. Everybody will be able to play it. Some of us, like myself, I will have to shape it a little more than everybody else after we break it down. And that's after, but it should be a lot of fun. Okay, so yeah, I had some national practice too at South Point on Saturday, and on a slightly transition sports. Okay, not bad. And Paul said on a force of habit, it took me and two house bowlers a game and a half to turn the pattern into a house shot. Yeah, I can imagine. Depending on your rev rates. I mean, that's the thing though. You got me and A Train burning that up, but everybody did pretty good. And it is harder habit to break. My thumb swells and shrinks all night long. Yeah, see, Paul, my thumb doesn't swell. It's funny. My thumb starts to where it's hard for me to get it into the slug, and then it shrinks to where I gotta add tape by the third game. What line was everybody bowling in practice? Everybody in practice bowled. We try to keep it right to five. So 3, 4, 5 is where everybody painted the ball. 3, 4, 5. We're trying to make the outside into a house shot red, too tall. That way we can bounce it off of it if you miss there, or you can just keep running straight up that pattern. You might just have to ball down just a hair. But Myron scored really, really well. I think he averaged like a 2 team. Adrian shot really well. I shot really well. Tyler didn't do bad. No, so everybody, once you get it to that point, everybody starts scoring pretty good. JoJo didn't do bad either. So yeah, we there's some work to still need to be done though, because like for me, for example, um, I'm going to more than likely need something cleaner. So I know that their lanes are going to be a little different than mine. So with us bringing it down, if I want to play a similar line and not have to bend the lane really fast, too tall, I'm probably going to have to bring something cleaner like the next or something. Or so I'm trying to figure out what balls I want to throw. But um I also had to take a lot of hand out of the ball too. My rev rate probably still about 450, but I took a lot of rotation, axis rotation off to allow it to be a little more forward. So what up, Red? Hey, yeah, because we're gonna need it. We're gonna need everybody to band together. And here's the thing, too tall. When we're at nationals and we start to break it down, everybody has to stay the course. Yeah, happy birthday, Red. Dave, happy birthday. So yeah, we're all gonna have to stay the course. You know what I mean? We work together. We stay together. You know what I mean? If we do that, I think that we'll all walk out of there happy with our performance. Okay, so that was that. Jeff asked me off topic, but I want to know what you think about the motive venoms and the thrills. All right, Jeff. The trills are really good. Um, the Superman ball. I see. My thing is, the trills are. Yeah, but you're gonna be the champion starting tomorrow. I'm sorry, Paul. You're gonna be the champion starting tomorrow. Remember, your 64 is this week, so you become the champion tomorrow. Yeah. Yep. You be the champion tomorrow. Okay, so Max Trills. I love the Trills. All of them are really good. The Superman ball, the Max Trill Solid is slow, roundy. That's kind of like a benchmark shape. That's like the poor man's Venom Shock. Um, the only Trill, Max Trill, I do not like is the hybrid. That ball sucks. And I'm not saying it for a friend, I'm saying it for me. From to me, it sucks. I don't like it. There's no part of that ball I want. I couldn't get rid of that thing fast enough. Okay, so that's gone. Red, I ordered a wheel too, by the way. It just ain't got here yet, but I ordered a wheel. Um, the Venoms. I'm the wrong person to really ask about the Venoms because most of the Venom, well, the Venom shock is diesel, but I got a lot of hand and I have never figured out how to get that ball to work for me. Then there's the black Venom. I don't like black bowling balls very much, but it's still really good. And then the lethal Venom is right down over there because that ball is the truth. Lethal Venom is amazing. And it's weird. I don't throw it enough. And I can't tell you why. I don't know. You know what the problem is? I got way too many bowling balls. That's my problem. I got way too many bowling balls. It's too many. And here's the problem. Because of my color blindness, I tend to throw things that I can see very well. So balls with a lot of color change, like the Mayhem, Lethal Venom, the Ion Maxes, the Max Trail Pearl, um, the Supra Sport, the Supra Clutch. These balls are more appealing to me because I like to watch the ball stand up. That tells me when the core kicks in, so it's easier for me to read down lane, right? What up, Larry in the building? Larry. So because of that, I tend to gravitate more towards those bowling balls because solid bowling balls, I don't see nothing. I I know what's going down the lane. I can see the blip, but I can't read it. It doesn't have any context to me. So solid balls, no, but lethal venom, good. So you can't miss with any of the venoms, and you can't miss with the Max Trail Pearl, the Max Trail Solid. That hybrid stay as far away from me as I can get. I do. I'm throwing all the motives now and building an arsenal. Hey, that's smart man. Just asking for a friend. The Mayhem. I love the Mayhem. House and Sport. I probably carry the Mayhem. I do really really well with it. That ball is amazing. And here's the best part: if you get the Mayhem, the clutch, the Super Sport fits right underneath it. Right underneath it. My only problem is I think I need to take 3 bags to national. I think I need to take 9 balls because I need to just in case. I know it sounds horrible of me, but I need to just in case. If the lanes play this way, then it's these. If it plays this way, it's these, and then I got my spare ball. But I'm telling you, that's almost what I think I might have to do. What up, fam? Everybody doing tonight? Checking in on the channel. I have my grandparents here in AZ. They from Canada. Tell them I said, what up, eh? Tell them I said, what up, eh? Maurice in the building. I'm not bowling anything good. So what's up, coach? Well, the question I would have for you is, Maurice, why are you not bowling? Anything good? Billy, I'm in the house. What up, player? Hey, Revs, if you stop following up your shots, you probably shoot 790. I have the Jackal Onyx, the EJ at 2,000, the OG Evoke at 3,000, the OG Pride pinned down 4,000, Crimson Jackal, Primal Shock at Box, True Hybrid, Shadow Tank. I hope you bowling sports shots because that Shadow Tank, I wouldn't recommend using it in a house shot. But although on a fresh house shot, that tank is a beast. Jackal Onyx super strong. That EJ at 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000. That EJ ball just a monster. The Evoke is okay. The Pride is okay. The Crimson Jackal is a monster. The Primal Shock is a boss. And we're gonna leave the Trail Hybrid. We're gonna leave that alone because it's short, so I ain't gonna talk about it much. And then the Shadow Tank. My problem is I don't have a benchmark. I'm happy with thinking about the Lethal Venom. Uh, you know, Jeff, a benchmark is just the ball, your go-to ball. It's the ball that if poop hits the fan, you're gonna go to. That's what that is. I'm gonna be honest with you. Watch this, Jeff. Watch it. Everybody in the chat, put coach's benchmark ball in the chat. Let's see if anybody can figure it out. I'm just asking for a friend. Injured, Rebs, you injured? How'd you injure yourself? Benchmark ball. What is coach's benchmark ball? Please do tell. And the Master Hybrid is way stronger and more angular than I thought it would be. Yeah, I didn't think it was strong or angular, but Max Trill Pearl. Look at Jam. What up, Jammy Jam? Jam in the house. Coach, I get my access checked on Friday. Well, Billy, I'm glad you're getting it checked. Have you had it checked before? Please say yes. Please say yes. Coach, would you say the Super Sport is under a benchmark ball? Okay, so if any ball could be your benchmark ball, how could it be under the benchmark ball? That's I'm just asking for a friend. Max Trill Pearl. So what's your benchmark ball? Is your favorite ball? Yeah. So your benchmark ball, yeah, pretty much. It's that go-to ball. That's it. It's the ball that you like throwing. That's it. The best. And preferably is in the middle because so I'm gonna give you an example. Say I walk into the bowling alley today, right? And say I got the Mayhem. Okay? I'm throwing the Mayhem in practice and it's not reading well enough for me. It's not reading the lane. It's not giving me what I want. Right? So now I know I need to go higher than the Mayhem. Right? So then I have other options. Like the Rafter Rain if I want to go symmetrical. If I think I want it slower, chuggy, rounder, then I go Rafter Rain or Jackawanics. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I'm throwing the Mayhem and it does not, and it's over rotating, it's reading the body of the lane way too early, right? So then I know, hey, I can go to something cleaner. I got the Super Sport, I got blah, 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 blah. You see where I'm going with this? That's why I'm saying it's your best ball. Now, if your best ball would be the IQ Ruby, well, you know you're only going up from there because there's not very many that's going to be weaker than. And yes, that is a very good bag. I got Mayhem, just haven't get it drilled yet. I'm getting the Nebula drilled. Red, you're going nuts with bowling balls, bro. Listen, listen. Hey, if buying bowling balls make you happy, be happy. But here's the thing: you can only throw one at a time. The Max Trail Pearl, if not the Ion Max. Fair enough. Rafter Rain says Keon. I like it. Okay, in that case, Crimson Jackal is my favorite. Playing in the Evoke is my favorite playing straight. Okay, so now we have something to work with, Jeff. So if you're going to be shaping the ball and you pick up the Crimson Jackal, right? And Crimson Jackal is relatively really right to left and it's really strong. It's got that Jackal cover on it, it's strong. So say you open up in practice and you throw the ball, say you're throwing it 12-7. The ball overshoots its mark and you know you throw a good ball. You make your adjustment, it still does the same thing. You know that you need to go to something cleaner, so you go down. If you throw the Jackal, if you throw the Crimson Jackal and you're throwing it 12-7 and it doesn't make the corner, and you do it good and it's not burning up, then guess what? You need to go up. So now you jump into something that's a little stronger. You see, that's how benchmark works. Keon, my Raptor was working on a sports shot. Then won some money at a sweeper on Saturday. Good job, Too Tall. That's what I like to hear, player. I did buy these balls. I won them in the wheel custom gun. Good job. I'm glad you won them. Good job, Too Tall. Way to rumble, dog. Hey, that Raptor strong, cuz. That Raptor rain is a beast. It's beast mode. That's another ball from Motive that I don't throw as much as I should. Yeah. Yeah, but see, that's the problem I got. I got a lot of bowling balls, and then there's balls that I like to throw because I can see better than others. Like today on the national pattern, I threw that Ion Max, my 5-inch pin, the pin up and pin down one. Both are 5-inch pins, but one's pin up, one's pin down. I can't throw them on the lane. I can't. I was playing. I was playing 20-7, and I was hitting the 4 pin. I was like, this ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't good. And then I took rotation off of it. Still, I'm like, man, I can't play with this. I need to bowl on a red square using them. Holy smokes, man. Holy smokes, Batman. But here's the thing. I still have a 3.5-inch, which stands up relatively early. So that would make so much sense for the national pattern to burn the lanes up and probably to start with. But we'll see. Remember, I only got to get 3 games out of it, and then singles and doubles is going to be a different thing. I'm waiting for coach to slide that zero mercy to me. Keon, what you going to do with a zero mercy? Have mercy. I mean, it's only going to, Keon, it's only going to be good for like 20 games. Then I had somebody complain about a zero mercy today. What is your thoughts on layouts? Do you drill all with the same layouts and let the balls separate themselves, or do you drill? It depends. It depends, Jeff. You heard me just say I got 4 Ion Maxes, right? So with 4 Ion Maxes, I have 4 different layouts on them because I want them all to read at different times. Now as far as but I do have a base layout that I put on all my stuff. So, Jeff, yeah, I do have a basic layout that I put on everything. But if I got like 2 or 3 of the same ball, then I use different layouts. Now, when it comes to tournament and stuff like that, I tend to stay pretty close to the vest. Now, I do have weaker stuff like my Super Clutch. I have a weaker layout on that. I have a weaker layout on the Venom, the Hyper Venom. I have a weaker layout on the IQ Venom Shock, sorry. And I have a weaker layout on the IQ Ruby. So I do tinker with them, but I know what I'm looking for them to do in the game situation though. So I know what I'm looking for. It's just a matter of me having it so I can execute the game plan. Red said zero mercy solid. Okay, so I asked the question, what is my benchmark ball? The answer to that is I don't have one. The answer is I don't have a singular ball that I like to throw more than another. I don't. I used to be able to say, oh, I really love this ball. Oh, I really love that ball. However, I don't anymore because I look at all of them as tools. Each one of those bowling balls around here are all tools. Tools that allow me to become better. Tools that allow me to score. So, on that note, now Is there any bowling balls that I trust? Sure, but there's a lot of them. I talked to a couple of Motive PBA guys, and they said they picked their favorite balls in the line and drilled three of each: one pin up, one pin down, and one short pin. See, that's pretty much it. Ain't that pretty much what I said, Jeff? That's pretty much what I said. I got three or four. I put on different layouts, and there it is. Now I don't use short pin very often. I don't drill short pin very much. But but Jeff, I'm not opposed to a short pin either. I just haven't found a situation to where I wanted to put a short pin on a ball as of yet. But there's two ways to go. You can go 6 1/4, or you can go short pin. Yeah, that's basically same as you're doing. Yeah, I mean, um, but Jeff, it's important that we do it that way though, because if you know it, here's the thing, right? If I'm throwing the Ion Max, so say we get the USBC Nationals, or next Sunday I'm gonna be bowling in a tournament. By the way, guys, I should be able to be live, but so listen. Say I'm bowling in a tournament, and my Ion Max 3.5-inch pin is killing it, but then it's starting to die. Because I told you it gets forward really quick, so I move a little left. It's not rolling the way I want it to, right? So we know the cover is still good. We know the core combination is good. We know the shape is still good, right? So the reason why you have two or three of the same ball, or four, is guess what? When I go to the next ball, I still got the same cover, the same core, the same shape. So I'm not losing anything when I change. And that's why we do it. And that's the reason why we do it. Must be nice. The rest of us have to buy one ball. Then we mess it up, plug it, and drill a different layout. Really? Well, I mean, listen, listen, true talk. I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound very weird. I'm very OCD, and I can't use the plug bowling ball. It distracts me. I can't. The color variation, I can't. Unless it's a black plug with with a black ball. But like the Ion Max, if you would plug that, if I would plug that, I wouldn't be able to use it. But again, I matter of fact, out of all these bowling balls I got here, too tall, I don't have one that's plugged. Not one. Matter of fact, if something happens to a ball and I would have to plug it to fix it, I would not keep it. I get rid of it. So the fastest way to get a bowling ball out of me is make me have to plug it. That's why you got to get on the tour, coach. They just give you three of each, or you can pick up. No, so too tall. That's not true. If you're on staff, they'll give you those balls. If you're on staff, if you're not on staff, they ain't giving. If you're not on staff, they're not giving you nothing. And here's the funny part, too tall. I'm gonna ask a friend, but I'm pretty sure that if you're not in the top 50 or something like that, you're not getting them free even on a truck. I think you're still paying for them. I'm pretty sure you're still paying for that. Do you think the Apex Jackal is a dud? I was thinking about getting one or another Crimson to drill pin down. My Crimson is like, well, Jeff, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not getting no Crimson Jackal because they're not being made anymore. They stopped those, so they're done. That's a wrap on that. Unless they change their mind. No, do I think the Apex Jackal's a dud? No, I think the Apex Jackal's pretty nice. Matter of fact, that's a ball that I might have to take that to national with me. That Apex Jackal ain't no punk. Mm-mm. Hey, now you see. Look, and it's funny too, guys. This is some funny work. This is nasty work. So check this out. Y'all remember when Apex Jackal first came out? Luke said it sucked. Um, uh, dude from Charles said it sucked. Creating a difference said it sucked. You know who didn't say it sucked? Me. Me. Now everybody's like, oh, that ball's the truth. Yeah, it is the truth. What's going on, Keith? Listening from your drive back from Missouri. That's what I like. Missouri. I thought you was from Missouri. Maybe I got it all wrong. Maybe you're in Kansas. What a shit show today on the TV finals. Don't ruin it for me, Graham. I didn't watch it yet. Don't ruin it. Don't do it, Mr. Nice Guy. What up, Graham? Graham, do not ruin it for me. Ooh, Graham, question for you. Let's see if you know the answer. Am I correct? On tour, on the tour truck, if oh, I know you have to be on staff. Oh, okay, I got you. On the tour truck, I know you, number one, you got to be on staff, or number two, do you have to be on staff? Number one, to get balls off the truck. Number two, how many balls can you get off the truck? And number three, under what circumstance do you pay for those said balls? That's a question for these guys. I know a guy that has two new box crimsons. I wonder where he got them from. I'm the same way with plug, but rather alter the release, swing, etc., or sell it. Yeah, well, yeah, me, I can't do it, man. I'm sorry, I can't play with it. Nebraska was at the PBA 50 event 6 hours away. Non-staff can get balls comped by reps, but everyone pays 55 per ball to drill. Okay, see, that's what I thought. Because everybody thought, okay, so everybody pays to get it drilled. Okay, that makes sense. At PBA 50 regionals. Oh, it's you good. You good. Talking Texas good. Hey Keith, we gonna have to rap about one of your videos you made. I somebody sent it to me, so I watched it, but I'm gonna hit you up so we can have a conversation about it. I know you always game for it. So who said that? Somebody has said something about if you join the PBA. I think Jeff said that or somebody. So see, fellas, you can get balls off the truck non-staff. You get them cheaper on staff and pay for the drill. See, yeah, that's what I thought. So I mean, none of that is actually free. I mean, you can get stuff comp to you, but for me, if I was bowling, I would definitely be a non-staffer. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. And then of course, paying for my stuff ain't no big deal. Now, here's what you guys got to understand too. I couldn't, me personally, I can order three of each every time I do a ball review. I don't have a problem with that. That's not the thing for me. The thing for me is so I'm explain this. I'm gonna say this the best way I know how. My issue is I have too many bowling balls. It's hard for me to decide what I want to throw. I mean, to go to a tournament. So I have sorry about. Let me move this a little bit. So look, I have my motive bag, right? So I can put everything in motive and cover 6 bags. I got my storm. I can throw everything that's got 6 bags. I can do roto grip. I can do 900. No, I can't do 900 global because I don't ain't too many in my life. I can do, and then even Brunswick, right? My issue is there's so many bags, so many bowling balls, and so many bags. I don't know what the hell I want to throw. Now, I don't know who else got that problem. Keith is down there bowling in PBA 50, Paul bowling PBA. I'm trying to figure out how y'all figure out what y'all want to bowl with. I mean, every single time I got to go to bowling now, it's like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And I say that honestly because I don't have, and this is the problem with doing ball reviews. This is the problem. I throw so many bowling balls. I don't have a favorite. I just throw it, right? So the reality for me is I have so many that it's like, what are we taking today? Cause that's pretty much it. That's it. One of these days, I'm gonna have to sit down with a pro and really pick their brain to really decipher what they want to throw. And here's another question: Do you? I was wondering this. How many of you guys make your bag predicated on shapes? Angular, rounder, faster, slower. You see what I'm saying? Like this bag is for all angular symmetricals. They're all this ball for all angular solids. This is all for slow chuggy solids. This is for faster pearls. This is for slower rounder pearls. How I mean, but these are some of the highest ranked guys, so they have certain amounts of balls in their contract, right? And they have ball reps to go in and put their name in. Yeah. So Graham, that all that information, we're pretty. That I had said that earlier. Like these are the top bowlers in the world, so it's got to be contract related for one, and number two, they got ball reps to help this ball, and then on top of that, in some of their contracts, like they're obligated to throw something that's newer if they make a TV final or blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So the ball that got them there may not be the ball that they're using in the finals just because of they're trying to make it. They're trying to publicize what they're trying to do. So, coach, stop playing. You know your benchmark is the GOAT. Phase 2, LOL. But you have to go rock. I'd have to go to Rock River to get a couple of them. There's a phase 2 somewhere. I think it's in the land far, far away, but it's somewhere in this house. Where in this house, I don't know. I think it's being hid from me. But yes, I have a lot of bowling balls. A lot. And it's becoming so much so that it's a problem. Facts. Because even like today, I didn't take so on a USBC pattern, the team pattern for 25, I didn't take what I thought I needed. I took what I wanted to. Right? Now, if I was smart, I would have took the Apex Jackal. If I was smart, I would have took the Next. If I was smart, I would have took the Rafter Rain. But I'm not smart. If I was smart, I'd have took the Vengeance. If I was smart, I'd have left the Ion Max sitting at home. But again, I ain't smart. And that's true, Keith. The Arctic Vibe is one of my goats. It really is. But not on a sports shot. House shot, yeah. No, actually, I've thrown on a sport. I actually got like a 289 with that on the sport, too. LOL. Good one, Larry. We're going to make sure he get that ball. No, absolutely not. No, we're not getting out of there. Matter of fact, we're going to add to it. As soon as I find that other one, I'm going to make a video of us executing the dropping into the river phase. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it properly. Ooh, you know what we should do? I should drill into the base of that ball and put an M80 in it and run away. Cause I imagine that would. Ooh, that's a great video. How to destroy a bowling ball without hitting it with anything. Put a little baby powder on the side of it. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not gonna keep that though. At all. Zero. Keith, how do you make your tournament bag? How do you decide what's in your tournament bag, Keith? Too Tall, how do you decide what's in your tournament bag? Jeff, how do you decide? Graham, how do you decide what you're taking to a tournament? Blech. That's how I feel about swag. Blech. I wouldn't even get a swag spare ball. I would not. Learn, don't do that to the. I will too, man. You know I'm not even playing, Graham. I don't care. I do not like that ball. I listen. I don't know if y'all guys know this. I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat in so long. I would rather eat a nasty burger than throw a phase two. Seriously, and I'm not eating no burger. I'm just putting that out there. No, but no. After the last debacle with that ball, man, no. Mm-mm. Hell, I'm surprised that it ain't got swag written somewhere on the phase two thing. We can buy him one. Or no, absolutely not. Don't why. You know what, Larry? I used to think we was family, but I'm starting to think that you don't like me very much. That's what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think Larry don't like me too much. That's what I'm starting to think. I have about 15 balls in rotation, and I usually take 9 to 12. Which ones take length of the pattern typically? I try not to buy bowling balls that are too redundant from something else. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Keith, that's not bad. I mean, the only time I can see my bag changing is if I'm going to be on like Cheetah or Wolf, something that's 38 feet or shorter. Then I can see that. That's good. But if it's going to be 39 to 50 feet, then my bags are just in play. The question is the bigger question for me, if you're a regional player, right, or a PBA player, the bigger thing is how do you determine, are you looking for the shapes or are you just looking at surface? You know what I'm saying? Them are the two big deals. Yeah, y'all figure out something if y'all want to. Don't make me show up at both of y'all house. Coach, we're gonna have to have a conversation about before nationals. My initial thoughts are to have a range of shapes and strengths. See, that's a catch. I don't really worry about nationals too much. National pattern is going to be between 38 and 43 feet. Whoopity doo. The thing is, when I get there, am I going to be number one, filling it that day, and number two, filling it that day? If I'm filling it, then I could average 240. If I'm not, I could average 180. It just depends on the day. But here's the problem about USBC Open Championships, and that is, how can I put this? The lane panels from there to here could be astronomically different. If they are, then the lanes will play a lot different, which is why I said I might take 3 bags instead of 2. Because if they play how I think they're going to, I could run into a hot mess. If they play like so, I might end up breaking the lane down with you guys in practice, and I might end up jumping playing like 20 like playing 20-5. It could happen for me because of my rev rate. But or I could be able to take something weaker and be cleaner and get through the fronts really well, and it charges later down the lane, and I just got to get my feet lined up good. So we'll see. My nephew got one cotton candy for spare. I told him no swag, no good. Swag, you kidding me right now? Tournament wise, a pair of balls together. A pair strong and smooth, solid, asymmetrical, strong, smooth, symmetrical. They have the same surface, similar shape. That's interesting, Jeff. That's interesting, Jeff. See, for that's actually not a bad idea. So basically, I'm getting what you're saying. You're stacking yours. Now, here's the catch, Jeff. If I was driving to the tournament, then I would do that and take 4 bags. I really would. Wait a minute. How many balls can you even check in? Hey, does anybody know that answer? Does anybody know how many balls you can check into the Open Championships? Is it 6? Is it 8? I only ever bowled house tournaments, and based on experience or phone or friend revs, I bring my strongest bag or weakest dry lane bag. Gotcha. Yeah, how many bowling balls can you check into Open Championships? Does anybody remember? Because I don't. I have to yell at the high school kids sometimes who want to buy a ball, which is essentially the same thing as something. Well, yeah, that happens all the time. I tell them, Baba. See, but Keith, what happens is for high school kids is a lot of bowling balls come out per month, and every 3 months they recycle and repeat. So if they watch YouTube, Charles, Chuck, or they watch all the promotions, what happens is it's that new shiny thing, and they want it. So yeah, they got to understand what they're buying, or they will keep repeating the buy. I also use RG and differential to pair them together. See, I don't know about for me surface matters. I think for me surface matters the most. So when the asymmetrical starts leaving corners, I go to a symmetrical and keep going from there. Yeah. See, but that's the thing though. I don't always start with the asym. I don't. So it depends on what I. Here's the thing. My very first shot, I don't even have my thumb all the way in it on the sport, and I roll the ball up the gutter to see what it's gonna do. Right? If I like the way it looks, because the it'll be asymmetrical when I start, then I'll keep pushing. I'll throw another shot to see. But if I don't like how it looks, then I'll just immediately pick up a symmetrical because symmetrical is going to be slow and chuggy. And a lot of times when I'm bowling on a sport pattern that's longer than 39 feet, I want it to be slow and chuggy because if I get it right, then my scores are ballooned to start. The problem that you get, the thing that makes nationals different than a regular sports shot tournament. Regular sports shot tournament, who you're crossing with matters, right? The people who's on the lane, people you're bowling with, and the people that are on the lane before you matters, right? So that's where you run into trouble because if they're playing if they're playing the lanes wrong, then they create the lanes to be a lot tighter. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, it changes what you're trying to do. So at USBC Open Championships, the thing about it that makes that so interesting is that At Open Championships, you don't move lanes. So because you don't move lanes, you should be able to set yourself up for a very good night. So therefore, staggering your bag at Open Championships is going to be very important. The problem is lane topography. For me, it's going to be lane topography. It was 8 last time I checked. I think that's what it still is. Red said it's 8 balls too. I want to say Nationals is 8, but not completely sure. Yeah, I'm thinking that it's 8 too. I'll let everybody know later. I'll check and check it. I'll get in and check it out because that's gonna be a really big thing. How many balls I take? Because I so basically I would take 8 in my spare ball. Well, 7 in my spare ball. So yeah, that's 7 in the spare ball is not bad. That way I got something for every condition. No going to ruin it for you, coach. But there was a great definition of a stretch pattern on the show today. Yeah, I'm on live. What's up? Bye. You know, everybody's listening to you talk. That's my kid. I'm gonna kick her butt. It's a great talking point. Hopefully, we get some at some point. Oh. So, Graham, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but they stretched the pattern. Does everybody know what that means when they say stretch the pattern? So, either A, they stretched the pattern correctly and they used it as hold, or B, it got really tight down lane and they didn't score very well at all. Go ahead, Graham. Which one was it? Did they score? Did they create a high scoring pace, or did they make the lane super duper tight? So that means somebody used urethane to start. I'm gonna guess. Now I gotta go watch it. See, I was waiting to option B. I knew. Yep. So let me guess. In practice, they use urethane. Games one, they use urethane, and they made it so tight. Yeah, that sounds like a bad situation. But why would they do it? Why would it? I mean, they had practice time. Why wouldn't they just throw? Well, I guess if you're trying to win, you don't really care what you do to the lanes for the next person. So that I'm gonna gamble and say the number one seed did not win. Then he shouldn't have. The lane should have been so choppy that it would have took him about 5 frames to figure it out. By that time, he should have been down by 25 pence, and I didn't even watch it. South Point second shift sweeper on Saturday was carry down City. That's why I was surprised able to use the Raptor for 3 games. Actually, games 4, 5, and 6 on that oil. For instance, I paired the Jackal Onyx with the Raptor Rain. Well, I mean, that's the only way you can do it. That way you have two different options, Jeff. Asymmetrical big engine or symmetrical big engine. But they're both their covers are super duper uber strong. Both of them have a very strong core cover combination, I should say. But one's symmetrical, one's asymmetrical. So that makes a lot of sense, right? But then it also so here's the misconception. Everybody, you guys have to understand. You guys got to understand that it's about preference, right? And there's no right or wrong answer. So if you want to bowl with an asymmetrical over the symmetrical in that spot, it's okay. But it's up to you to make that determination. Which one is giving you the better look? No, Boog bowled terrible trying to throw urethane, and it literally never seen it. He bowled a 130. Oh my goodness. So here's a question, Graham. Was it the urethane or was it quicksand? Easy question. Was it the ball or was it quicksand? And I hope everybody remembers what quicksand means. But that would be my question. Is it quicksand, Graham, or was it just urethane? Now, my question is, did anybody else use urethane or did a lot of people use it? Were the lanes so chewed up that you couldn't do anything but use urethane or you know, but that's why I got to watch it to see to make sure that you know. I mean, yo, listen, we got a problem, people. EJ has not won this year. We got a problem, people. We got a problem. EJ Tackett has not won this year. I think that we're about to have our first season in how long where EJ Tackett is not the best bowler in the world. Now, he's made a lot of match plays, so he's getting a lot of points. He's been in the TV finals multiple times. I'm not sure if he made the TV finals for this one or not, but it was the ball, but he tried to get out of it. But they made a puddle to the right of. Oh, see, yup, and completely dried out the inside. It was bad. Yup. See, that's the issue, man. People use that urethane too badly, and boom, there it is. And you know what's funny? Now you got people that watch that at home, and they're like, "Man, I could bowl better than Bug." Not knowing that Bug Crawler beat your head into the white meat. But now you probably got about 10,000 people sitting at home like, man, I'm going bowling tomorrow because if they making this kind of money, I could beat him. I'm serious. You got people at home like, I could beat that Bug, dude. And by the way, why somebody gonna call him Booger? They call him Booger. On TV, they call him Booger. Bug. He should be mad at them. Fight him. He called you Booger. Has nobody ever seen Revenge of the Nerds? Well, you know what? Can't win them all. But I never thought for a second, EJ Tackett, I would have thought he had 2 wins by now. Maybe his old age at 32 or 33 is catching up to him. You know? Simo's on the winning thing. EJ just sitting back there like, man, I can't catch a break. Hey, you know what? Being number one bowler in the world for as long as EJ was, it's hard out here for a pimp. Hey, and you got Belmo sitting in the back like, I told you, EJ, it's not that easy. Everybody's gunning for you. And EJ sitting back there like, man, it's hard out here for a pimp. And Samo like, that's okay, EJ. I'll take your pimp hood. I don't know. I'm just trying to bowl and have fun, dude. Now, if any of them want to bowl with me, tell them Coach C said, I'm game. Make sure everybody's getting y'all scores. I'm about to jump off though. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. I asked the question, nobody answered me though. Does everybody know what it means for the lanes to get tight? Anybody? I know Graham knows. Does anybody else know what the term means? The lanes get tight. He made the show, won first two matches, but the lane's transition got him to. He got stuck in over under. Oh man, that's brutal. So he made another show. Maybe he still might be bowler of the year. I mean, he's made 3 shows or 4 shows. He's made match play every time. Do I think EJ's going to win this season? Yeah, at least 2 or 3 more times. At least 2 or 3 times. So he'll probably be bowler of the year again. Hook less or not hooking. That's burning up. That's burning up. Okay. So better question. Does anybody know what makes the lanes tighter? Does anybody have that understanding? So maybe we can start there. What makes the lanes tighter? Anybody? Because that's the golden goose question. What makes the lanes tighter and how can you recognize when it's tighter? Too much oil. No, that's not it. But great try though. Remember guys, this is not about right or wrong. This is about growing. This is about growth. We want to educate you to the game so when you see it, you know. Okay? Lane's getting tighter down lane. Holla at your boy when you meet me in the street. Holla at a play. All right, so since we had 2 educated guesses, let me give you a hint. When using a urethane or urethane like bowling ball, what happens to the oil? Anybody? 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 Everybody? Anybody? What happens to the ball? When you have someone using urethane, what happens to the oil on the lane? Come on, guys. You know the answer to this. Don't make me ask the question and answer it all by myself. The oil pushes down lane. Good answer. Now, the oil pushes down lane, but it pushes down lane to where? Look at that. Both of you guys got it. Okay. So the oil pushes down lane to where? Where's it go? And I'm just asking for a friend. Where, oh, where does the oil go? Paul says, carry down. Once you see the show, you'll be a little stumped. All right, so where does the oil go, ladies and gentlemen? And as soon as I get off, I'm gonna watch it actually. Towards the pocket. Down to the dry part of the lane. Okay, so carry down goes from the head down lane, and it can. And let me ask this question: with carry down, can you develop a puddle in front of the pocket? Yes or no? Can you develop a puddle in front of the pocket? It goes down lane to the break point hook area. Now, mind you, me remember there when you have carry down, there is oil on the ball, and that oil travels all the way to there. I think the heads were burned up by the final game. Okay, which is good, Paul. That's great that you're acknowledging that because you the oil leaves the heads and goes further down lane. That's what creates carry down, right? So here's the problem that we run into. When the heads are burnt from carry down, your next thing is to move, right? And how the lanes get tighter is when that oil is displaced and it gets in front of that head pin, getting through the pins accurately can be complicated. Now, sometimes you can move way left and use that for hold. But depending on the line and where the carry down is, Paul and Graham will tell you, and apparently what the show's going to tell us too is When they got left, which they had to do because of urethane being used, that means they had to get left. At some point, they start burning heads, so they were getting lefter, which I imagine I'm gonna see. But the point is say for example, somebody was throwing urethane and they started throwing up 5 in practice, then they start throwing it up 7, 8, and they rolling it out to the pocket, which I'm probably thinking I'm gonna see, or they already had the lanes done before then. So then what's gonna happen to you is, say then you're like, okay, well I'm gonna play 15 to 7, and then you're doing that. Well, a a big problem is when you're doing that, your ball motion looks great until it hits the point where, so if your break if you're playing urethane and you're playing straight up 7, or and the ball's rolling 42 feet and it's making its way to the pocket. Well, how it gets tight is when you're angling, if you end up in that same track and you're not throwing urethane, then you're in that puddle and it can make your ball not get to where it needs to get to. Or it can make your ball slide through the pins. So if you're running into these problems, it can create a massive problem. Now, if the heads are burned, that's even worse, because if the heads are burned, then that means your ball is going to actually be burning up early, which means it's not going to get through the pins the right way, which means you're leaving single pins, splits, or whatever have you be it may. What up, coach? At Lee getting my head busted in. Oh no, Jay Bird, that ain't good. That ain't good. Remember, as long as you having fun, it don't even matter. Cause remember, you ain't bowling nobody but the lanes, Playboy. Nobody but the lanes. So, Graham, Paul, tell me, what was it? Was the heads burnt? Were they getting it to the same point as the carry down, so it was sliding through? Was the ball just not having enough energy, so they were leaving splits? Did they just not change the break point and not got around it? Or what do we see? What do we see? Because remember, I'm going to watch it, but I mean, hell, everybody else may not have an opportunity to watch it. So, and since we're talking about it, what did we see? Now, I imagine that they're pros, so they probably tried to change the break point. Okay, so Keon said EJ was leaving splits, but again, my question is, did EJ try to change the break point, or were the heads just cooking them, and the ball was wiggling? See, that's what I'm looking to find out. Tell me what I'm walking into. So was it wiggling, or did they just try to use the break point as hold and it wasn't working? Nobody has the answer, huh? So EJ was leaving splits, but I imagine Bug wasn't doing much better shooting a 130. I think he tried changing the break point. Okay, so my question to you, Keon, is when EJ tried to change the break point, was his ball not making the pocket? Because if it wasn't, then that means it may have been burning up. But I've seen EJ, geez, I seen him throw 30 to 10. So, ugh, yes, the ball was burning up, running out, and not getting through it, leaving a lot of splits. Then tried to get inside and hit the dry and almost missed the head pin. Oh man, that sounds brutal. But I don't get it though. How can it be? How can the lanes be that bad when they both 8 game blocks on this stuff all day? No, it didn't make the pocket. Then, yep, that's what it is. put it this way. First two matches all used weak balls. Then Marshall was throwing the biggest solid in the game. Oh wow. Who won it? Did Marshall Kent win it? So yeah, did Marshall Kent win it? I figured that it would have been better for anyone to bowl. Okay, so then Marshall Kent used a bigger solid. So basically, what he did is burned it up and just angled it to the pocket. I imagine Marshall Kent played straighter too, right? And let the ball bleed its energy. Does that sound like what he did? No, that last big solid changed the lanes completely. LOL. Now I gotta watch it because I gotta see. I imagined that he would have played it if he was in a big solid and the heads were cooked already. So I would imagine that he had to play something like 20 to 10. Oh, so basically he was playing like 25 to 3-4, or was he playing like 18 to 3 or 4? Marshall was furthest left to 3-4 board. He used the Zero Mercy solid and the pearl. The final game will confuse you. Yeah, well, I'm confused and I ain't even watch it yet. I'm confused and I ain't even watch it yet, which is interesting. Hate to admit it, but I'm confused and I ain't even watch it yet. But now I need to watch it to see what Marshall Kent did. I would have thought that he burned up. I would have thought that he wanted to burn it up to bleed the energy out of it. Now he played inside, trying to get the hook into the puddle. And he said, okay, facts, coach. First game I shot 138. My average is 180. I got a beer, my system now, and got way better. Hey, man, sometimes you got to have that cold one. He was at gutter throwing over 5-6 arrow. Oh, okay. Okay, so he was doing the daggone thing. That's not bad. Okay. Yeah, now I gotta watch that, Johns. Matter of fact, I'm jumping off so I can watch it. I need to see this. I need to see what EJ couldn't figure out that Marshall Kent could. However, and I stress this, Marshall Kent's 430 to EJ's 500, yeah, that could be a big difference. Huge difference. Hey, wait, before I go, does anybody know what ball EJ was throwing? That's going to tell me a lot because I heard people saying the first two they're using weak. What was EJ using that was weak? If you say he was using the hypervenom or the super clutch, then he was using weak. Everything else ain't exactly weak. Okay, he was using the thrill. Which one? The pearl? He was using the Moto Supra and the Max Trail. Okay, so here's the problem. Ain't neither one of them weak. Super Sport on the right lane and the Trail Hybrid on the left. See, neither one of them are weak, and that's the problem right there. So let me guess. He had more problems on the right lane. No, he had more problems on the left lane than the right lane because the Super Sport is controllable. So if I didn't watch it, and I could be very wrong, but I'm thinking he had more problems with the hybrid than he did this clutch, this sport. I mean, it might they might say it's weak, but it ain't. I'm saying he had more issues with that thrill than he did with that sport. Correct. He couldn't figure out the left. Well, I listen. Somebody that is an average motive user, I'm telling you right now, the reason I don't like that hybrid is because it's way too much over under. Way too much. Way too much over under. Even when you touch it with surface after 4 or 5 shots, it's back to where it is. It wiggles too much for me. That's why I don't like it. And that's why I was able to pick that out. If he would if look, I'm not going to tell EJ what to do. Because EJ better than it. Look, if I'm bowling in the next 20 years and he stopped bowling right now, he still be better than me. However, if I was his ball rep, I would have told him, man, look, take that hybrid and throw it out the window. Pick up that clutch or pick up that Max Trail Pearl. Although the Max Trail Pearl is gonna be stronger than the clutch, I would tell him, look, clutch, sport, go to work. And just make sure you hit me with some tip money, because you know when you win that bag, you got help your boy out. You know what I mean? But no, but on some real, yeah, no, that no. He was using Motive. EJ only used Motive. He's under contract with Motive. So if he's using another brand, then there's probably a problem there. But yeah, no, real talk though, fellas, I could tell you that all day long. If he's using that clutch, I'm surprised he wasn't using it because he's a beast with that clutch. So I don't know. That's just a weird business. Weird business. Mm. All right, but anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you need anything, let me know. I'm gonna jump off. We should be, yeah, we're gonna be live on Wednesday. We're bowling with Chris and all them, so it should be a lot of fun because they're gonna do crazy antics for the camera just like we are. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be so much fun on Wednesday night. I'll have up the thing for you to pick. And again, sorry for not being on Friday or yesterday. You need to be his ball rep. I'm telling you, I could have, man. I'd have had your boy getting busy. All right, but with that said, thanks again for all y'all tuning in, man. Y'all the family. I can't wait for nationals. Oh wait! Nobody leave. I have to make an announcement. So this upcoming month of April, I'm going to be doing all my lives and everything normal. But I think I'm gonna be doing some ball reviews like Storm and stuff like that. But I'm gonna take a little step back just for the month of April because I got a lot of stuff going on, work, family, um, and I'm trying to make sure that I have time to do everything to compress my schedule, and I got to get everything ready for nationals, the trip, and everything that I got to do. So I will be doing ball reviews, and if there's something you guys want to see, you hit me up. I promise I'll get it done. But I'm saying I probably would not be doing every ball for the month of April. I just won't be because again, it's too much. But then in May, we'll be right back in business. I'll be doing the reviews before I go to nationals when I get back from nationals. And then I'll also be dropping some national videos behind the scenes for our members. You'll get all that stuff. And then everything else that we're trying to do. Oh, and I also have a lot of stuff going on as far as the meeting with for the materials and stuff like that for the merch and everything. I got to get it right. It's got to be big time because I don't want to undersell you guys and I don't want to undersell myself. So the month of April is going to be a little bit slower cuz I won't be doing every single ball, but I'll still be getting in the major ones. I'll still do those and we'll still be live every week and then the guessing everything will still be normal except for that. And then we'll be back on regular programming for the rest of the year. But I gotta take a little bit of time to do what I have to do. But with that being said, again, thanks for everybody for tuning in. If you have any questions, hit me up, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions for you guys. And if there's something that you want me to do, all you gotta do is say the word. And make sure you guys are sending me y'all videos. Because listen, man, coaching is part of this deal. And I love what I do. And I can't help y'all if y'all not sending it to me. With that being said, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday evening. I will see everybody Wednesday night. Have a great night. Bye, guys.